stop whatever you're doing right now. I'm going to share with you the 8 red flags that will save you from getting scammed by fake tech job offers in 2025. Hey, my name is Stephen Adindo and I'm the lead coach at the Career Accelerators, where I have personally helped over 500 people land legitimate tech jobs. But more importantly, I've seen a lot of people get absolutely destroyed by job scams. So if at any point during this video you think this would never happen to me, then you're exactly the type of person these scammers target. But if you're smart enough to protect yourself and your career, then this video could save you thousands of dollars and months of heartache. Please pay special attention to red flag number 4 and red flag number 8, as these are very, very common and could have significant implications. Let's dive in. Red flag number 1. The job posting itself is telling you it's completely fake, but most people miss these obvious signs. First, the salary is too good to be true. If you see an entry-level developer role paying $180,000 with $50,000 sign-in bonus, that's a massive red flag, especially if it's a company you've never heard of before. I've been in this industry long enough to know that legitimate companies don't just throw around money like that for unproven talent. Secondly, the role description is vague as hell. Real companies write detailed job descriptions because they know exactly what they need. Thirdly, the position has spelling mistakes and weird formatting. I once saw a senior software engineer position that spelled engineer in 3 completely different ways in the same posting. Legitimate companies have HR departments that will proofread these descriptions. And here's the big one. If they don't list a real company name, or if the email domain doesn't match the company they claim to represent, this leads us to red flag number 2. Now, red flag number 2, which is when they are contacting you from a personal email address. Real recruiters use company emails, period, full stop. When someone reaches out to you from techrecruiter2025@gmail.com claiming to represent Microsoft, that is an instant red flag. Believe me, if Apple is recruiting you from a Gmail account, then that's not Apple. It's probably Lemon, because they're bound to leave you with a sour taste. Real companies invest in professional communication tools. Red flag number 3. This is when they offer you a job on the spot without proper interview. Now, here's what I've learned after over 15 years in tech. Good companies have hiring processes. They interview multiple candidates, they check references, and they make thoughtful decisions. So when someone says, "Congratulations, you've been selected for our senior business analyst position based on your resume alone," and you never even applied for this role, that's not how real hiring works. Real companies want to make sure you're a good fit just as much as you want to make sure they are legitimate. Red flag number 4. They ask you to wire money or cash a check. This one almost got one of our students recently. She was sent a $12,400 check to buy home office equipment and asked to wire back the difference after purchasing the equipment. Here's the truth. Legitimate companies, they will never ever ask you to send money up front and ask you to handle the purchasing yourself. The check scam works like this. They mail you a check, you deposit it, your bank makes the funds available, you wire them the balance after purchasing the equipment. Then a week later, the check bounces and now you're in trouble with the bank and liable for the value of the check you cashed. Any request for upfront training, equipment, background checks, or administrative fees is a major red flag. Please run. No. Red flag number 5. They want you to do your entire interview through instant messaging or text. Real companies want to see you. Even if it's remote, they'll do video calls. When someone insists on only communicating to you through WhatsApp, Telegram, or email, that's because they don't want you to see them. They don't want you to hear their voice. Now, I've noticed this pattern. Scammers love text-only communication because it's harder to verify who you're actually talking to. Red flag number 6. They contact you at weird times or weird hours. If you're getting a call at 2 a.m. from a recruiter, in quotes, that's not normal business behavior. Most of these scams operate from different time zones, so their business hours don't match where they claim to be located. Please be mindful of this. Real recruiters work normal business hours in their actual time zones. Red flag number 7. When you put your Sherlock Holmes hat on and start digging, the company doesn't check out. Always research before engaging. Here's my detective process when I suspect a job opportunity. The first thing I do is to check the job appears on the company's actual careers page, not just the job board, because real companies will post openings on their own websites with a very few exceptions here and there. The second thing I'll do is to look up the domain registration. If the company website was created, say last week, then I'll be suspicious. You can use ICANN's registration lookup tool, and I'll drop the link in the description for those that are interested. Thirdly, you verify the business is officially registered. In the UK, US, Canada, legitimate businesses are publicly searchable. If they don't have any registry record, that means it's not a real business. Fourthly, check Google Maps, check for their office address to see where they are located. Is it an actual office building or is it someone's house? And then finally, you can search the company name and just add the word scam on different websites, on different forums to see if other people have had bad experiences or reported fraudulent activities. If you see anything, trust the smoke. I once spent about 20 minutes researching a company on behalf of a student and found 4 Reddit threads warning about the exact same scam. Now, those 20 minutes saved her thousands of dollars. So red flag number 8, they ask for sensitive personal information before you've signed any official paperwork. And in some cases, even before you interview for the role, they're asking for this personal information. Now, here's what legitimate companies need during the application process. All they need is your resume, maybe a portfolio, and your basic contact information. That's it. They do not need your social security number. They do not need your driver's license at that stage. They do not need your bank account information. They do not need your passport scans before you've signed an offer letter. I'll repeat this part and please pay attention. They don't need your social security number or SIN number. They don't need your driver's license. They don't need your bank account information. They don't need your passport scan. They don't need any personal information before you've signed an offer letter. I've heard people send this information in their first interaction, their first email, thinking it shows seriousness. It doesn't. All it shows is that you're an easy target. Real companies only request for sensitive information during official onboarding through secure HR portals only. And this is after you've signed legitimate paperwork on the company letterhead. Let me tell you about the real cost of falling for these scams. It's not just the money that you lose up front. I heard of someone who had her identity stolen through a fake job scam. She spent 18 months fighting fraudulent credit applications, missed out on a legitimate job opportunity because her credit was destroyed, and she had to hire a lawyer. The total cost, over $15,000 and nearly 2 years of her life. Now, here's what really bothers me. These scams are making people paranoid about legitimate opportunities. I've seen great candidates turn down real jobs because they've been burned before. So those are the 8 red flags that will save you from a fake tech job scam in 2025. Remember, legitimate companies want to hire you as much as you want to be hired. They would be professional, they'll be transparent, they'll be patient with their process. If something feels off, trust your gut. Talk to someone. It's better you miss a fake opportunity than to fall for a costly scam. If there's another job scam out there that I may have missed, please put that in the comment section so others can learn and avoid making these extremely costly mistakes. Remember, you are unstoppable. Now go show that to the world. Good luck.